Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a beautiful day looking outside my window. I haven't been outside yet, but it's sunshine, the beautiful warm air, a light breeze, the birds are singing, blue skies, a little bit of cloud. Did I say blue skies? And it stopped raining. It looks like it's going to be a lovely day. Who knows what will come forward as the day progresses, though? I'm Boundy, psychic medium, bringing you the daily Lenormand card spread reading. And always live in hope of the best being possible. So I like to see what the cards have for me in the morning. So I'm enjoying sharing that with you. And it looks like the camera's flaring in and out a little bit without being able to focus properly, which is interesting. Let's go over to the cards, see if we have better luck there. Okay, here we go. Now, I'll just say hi to those who are over in Instagram watching there. Hi to you. And I don't monitor any of the others. I'm assuming that the LinkedIn and the YouTubes are working correctly. So lovely to have you here. And for those who are watching in replay as well. Okay. Now, the card deck that I'm using this morning is the Fairy Tale Lenormand. And that one is the artwork is by Lisa Hunter and the deck um, interpretations and that are written by Arwen Lynch. So that's who's created this particular deck. It is a cute deck. I like the artwork and I like the stories that go with some of them too. So I do actually use the little guidebook for this one, just in case there's parts of these stories that I don't remember and that we don't know. It's good sometimes to have that reminder of what's behind the interpretations that others who've created the decks have actually given to us. So, what we're starting with is having the moon, and it is a little bit difficult to see the cards very well with the light, but it's the moon that's in the center that is representative of the overall theme and what joins the home space that has the scythe in it this morning and the workspace that has the fish in it. So it's actually a fairly good and productive reading this morning, I feel. Let's go closer so that we can get a better view of the cards. Here they are. And it's still a little bit faded out, but it means we've got beautiful bright sunshine. So that's something, isn't it? Right. So as I'm looking here, the moon is a, it's almost a mystical type of a card energy because of the way that we have the sun and the moon. You know, it's the yin and the yang, and the balance that we have between things that do pair in that sort of balance. The bright sunlight that comes from sun energy, being the original light source that we on Earth do live by, we'd be dead without it. Basically, nothing would photosynthesize, nothing would grow, all of that that's reliant on sunshine and the cycle of that in our environment. With the moon being that secondary light and not making it any the lesser, it's what the orb is in our skies that does reflect and shine at night from that sunshine. It needs that light from the sun to be able to be our night light, but it brings out that is the shadows and shines gently on releasing those things that are part of that shadow world, even the inner shadow world. Now, because it's not one that I can remember off the top of my head, I am looking it up in this little guidebook to see what is the fairy tale behind the moon. There we go, got it. It's a very difficult little guidebook. If you can see how little it is in my hands, you can see why it is a little difficult to pick up, to open and read it. But what we have got is it's recurring events because it does cycles, awards, and public acclaim. So it's when Yeah, the light shines on people. It's not the stars, it's the moon. It's that different light that brings forward that is special. It really is. And when you watch the moonbeams at night, which I remember doing many times in my childhood, because I'd read at night and see them a lot. And it was, well, see spirit a lot too. But it's that special sparkle. It almost was that it was a sparkle of the moonbeams as they were coming through the window. So here is the moon spotlighting Cinderella's coach. So that there is apparently Cinderella's coach. You can only just see it there, can't you? And the beautiful horses that they were the mice, weren't they? So, in the Little Slipper story, Cinderella has to be seen more than once by the prince to make a deep impression. So, when you see this card, remember that the public acclaim may be close at hand. So, it's being out in public, it's getting out there, shining your, it's not so much shining your light, it's actually having the light shone on you. So, you're needing to be almost on that stage and, really glowing what your stuff is. So, like Cinderella, you may be noticed. So, it's that possibility, it's the chance of. So, today, that's what it's showing us is that chance of being seen and being out and about so that we can be seen. This isn't something that you hide away in the shadows. We're moving out of those shadows using the light of the moon to really guide our way. So, of course, she was noticed for her beauty. Your awards may come for other things, though. So, the moon shines on cycles as well. So, stick to the plan to reap the applause. So, it might not be instantly today, but continue onward towards what you are doing that's going to have that potential to have the light shone on it. So, it's the plans that we put into place that are going to come back in that cycle. I love these cards because see those hidden faces that are going to be the ones as witnesses we move along in this beautiful light of the moon. You can just see them in some of these little parts of the picture. There's one in the trunk, and there's some along the road. It's a road because it's a carriage with the horses taking them through. Got to be a bit more than a pathway there, and that beautiful destination of the castle for the ball. Anyway, of course, Cinderella was noticed for her beauty. So your awards may come for other things. So if you're looking at this card in terms of business venture, we're not. So this is the overall that we are having here. But we'll look at the rest of this explanation. So if you are looking at it as a business venture, then promotion is a necessity. Her fairy godmother had to dress Cinderella up so she could be noticed, right? Pay attention also to things that happen more than once. And this comes down to that cyclical nature of the moon coming around through its cycles. So it could be that the moon's pointing to something important that you may need to know. So anything that comes to your attention, take notice. What lies near it may be things that deserve praise from you. So don't overlook the power of the moon in showing you where you can improve yourself so you can garner more attention as well. So it's giving us quite a few tips and guides in our main theme today. So take notice. Pay more attention. See where the light is shining from that moon energy. And it could be that it's not shining on you, but you're needing to recognize and see someone else in your life who is needing that wonderful attention. Okay, so it's not always about us, but it certainly starts from how we are living our life right now as well. So, good morning, Fiona. Um, Lovely to have you here. And the cards are standing out really white. They are. It's to do with the light that we've got here, that I've got here in the window. So you can't really see the numbers. So what they are is, 10, 32, you've got it right, 34, and the other ancillary numbers on the bottom. If you want the bottom, it is just the 8. The moon is an 8 there. It's 8 of hearts. Now, as we go over to the side, that's a Jack of Diamonds or a King of Diamonds with the fish card. Just so you've got the numbers for the overall, quite okay there. If you want to add the 8, you can. Here we go. Thank you so much for the numbers there too. And I'm about to put them up. Sorry, I left that one on too long there, didn't I? So there's the 10, 32, 34, and that does give us a 4 number. If you add the 8, then you've got a 12, which is the 3. So it makes it a 3 number. Just depends on the perspective and how you see what the cards mean. Do you add all of them that are present on the full face of the cards? Yes, you can. So now to the scythe card, number 10. So, yeah, we are quite familiar with what the Cinderella
Something
card
went
is
wrong.
bringing us.
Please try again.
Siri decided to wake up and answer something I didn't say. There, she's gone away. Oh, the things you get when you don't close everything down. Hey, yeah, that's the one, Fiona. Yes. So we've got the 3 broken down. Broken down. Thank you for that. And now let's go to the scythe card. That is as I already said, it's the Jack of Diamonds in the regular playing card decks. The scythe, it's an interesting card. The key words are cutting, swift repercussions, accidents, danger, removal. So, in some sense, it's not the best of cards, but around the home space, this is the home, the home energies, the house, the home, actually, yeah, home. Um, it's quite relevant in the number of things that we've got that have sharp edges when we look in our kitchen drawers. We've got the implements that are for cutting. We've made sure your knives are sharp today so that you're not going to cut yourself. The worst thing in any toolkit of the kitchen is blunt knives because you try harder and slip and all that sort of stuff. Make sure your knives are sharp and that you are handling them very carefully, because what this is the tale of the husband who has to mind the house. So a husband harangues his wife. In the tale of the husband who was to mind the house, a husband harangues his wife. Interesting language in these little guidebooks, isn't it? He tells her he can do what she does, but she can't do his job. We've heard of this type of story once before. So the wife goes out to work in the fields, leaving her husband behind to be the housewife. So while she accomplishes her tasks, her husband has a series of accidents and disasters that include a cow hanging from a rope. Ooh, I think that might be seen in this picture somewhere. There's the cow. It's not hanging yet. Can you see the cow? I'm not sure yes, there it is. You can just see the cow. So, the wife has to act swiftly to correct all of his mistakes, but the mishaps that have already occurred can only be remedied. So, there is no way to rectify the damage done. So, pay attention to the imminent danger in the the danger. Hang on. Pay attention to the imminent danger the scythe points towards. So that would usually be indicative of having a grand tableau, which is the full table spread with all the cards. That's what a grand tableau is. And you take the directions things are pointing and all sorts. It's fun doing a full tableau. Scythe is swift and sharp, so don't put yourself in harm's way if you can avoid it. So pay attention to nearby cards or pay attention to nearby things that are happening for you today as well, to know how to best deal with what may be possible with the misfortunes that might be heading your way. It's opening your eyes, being careful, having that mindfulness of how you do what you're doing today in your home space. That really is what it's talking about. And if you can see it clearly, there's other little images that are here. There's a child, or that's the wife. I think that might be the wife, almost at the tip of the side there. And there's other little faces that show up in this this picture as well, as you can see them where I'm pointing. There's a few little faces. Interesting. It looks like a dragon's head there. Fun. What fun. Cool. Now, as we go over to the fish, that's a different story again as well. And there you've got you see the cow as well. You do see the cow, Fiona? Cool, good. I do wonder about how light the light is here. So it's almost where you can't see any of the artwork. It's just colours. But it's there, it's there. Right, now, here we've got the fish card. It's the King of Diamonds on your regular playing deck. And what we've got is the image of a, well, let's read what it is. The fish card is about abundance. And whether that's monetary, whether it's love, whether it's possibilities, all that sort of stuff, the key words are money, profit, resources, and abundance. So we see a lot of fish coming down this river, and they are being followed by this possibility. Possibly it is a fisherman, but it's someone it doesn't look like a boat, it almost looks like a magic carpet, like it is magic. And just at the back, we see something that's following even further behind that looks like a face in, the hidden faces factor of how this artwork is done. It's rather gorgeous. There's the city over there, the township. There's further townships there. So it's a river going through a prosperous, well built up space effectively, and then out to what is the sea. That looks like a little fantastical mountain image down there in the corner. Gorgeous cards, really. So, the story is of Urashima Taro, the fisher lad. Okay, so we learn what happens when you don't pay attention to your wealth. So when Urashima Taro saves a tortoise from death, oh, he might be riding the tortoise. The tortoise carries him to Rinjin, the palace of the dragon king of the sea. So that's why it's heading down here, and it's a palace. There you go, explaining the story. The tortoise turns into the lovely daughter of the king. She tells him that she is to be his wife. The princess gives him her most precious item, but tells him he cannot open the box. Of course, he does open it. The box was his own youth. So, opening it, he ages immediately and dies. God, sometimes these fairy tales are really grotty stories, aren't they? A bit, ooh. So, let fish remind you to take care of what you already have in abundance. Make sure you are surrounded by favourable cards. Well, they are favourable cards. The possibilities of the moon shining its light, discovering, really shining on who we are, what we're doing, how much, and shining the light on how much abundance we do have now is what this is telling us. So you may need to attend to your own profit and loss sheet if the cards are ill aspected. I don't think they are, but have an awareness of what is happening around you with your finances, because this is the workspace, very appropriate to actually keep account. And it's the ACCOUNT, not just the COUNT. It's keep account of how you are dealing with what is your abundance. So that I feel that the message coming through is really being able to share it and really balance that between, the sunlight, the moonlight, to really have those little hidden things shine out so that it is showing up problems before they really become really major problems in your cash flow or how you are using your assets and resources. It's not just dollar money type stuff. It is how you are also dealing with interaction with colleagues, other business partners, and things like that. So, really bring it to the fore, as in that acknowledgement, awareness, and accountability, because there is some accountability here, even in the home space, in how the husband was treating the wife and saying, well, you can't do what I do. And the swap didn't work out too well, did it? Be wary of that side, what sharp things are around. But knowing that everything that needs to be revealed today will be in its perfect time and as we need to know. Okay, so trust that is your instinct or your psychic senses, your abilities to really know where things are at for you with your spirit guides as well as that gut feeling. Okay. Keep being the best you, and I'll see you tomorrow around the same time, probably quite a bit after 8 tomorrow morning. I might have a sleep in. Who knows? And Shaz, you've just popped in at the right time as I'm finishing. So I have started early this morning. I have another webinar to join in on. I love learning. So thank you, each and every one of you, as we continue forward being our best selves. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now, as well from Fiona. So namaste.